So that works easy peasy lemon squeezy. Why does YouTube make things so difficult to run a scheduled event? I don't know. There's like 3 different ways it wants to do it, but I can't just stream live into a scheduled event. I don't know why, so whatever. Bum, bum, bum. So let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Yeah, I used to know people that work for YouTube, and I used to tell them all the time, I'm like, your search sucks. And they're like, oh my God, you can't say that. We're a Google company. It's all about the search. I'm like, okay, I'll take my industry. I type in Forex. I get stuff from 7 years ago, and the rest is just scam stuff. Like, why can't you just get rid of that and put in just the valuable stuff? Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do as an organization? So anyways, hi, my name is Wayne. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you so much for being a client. Thank you so much for your patience with the technical difficulties today. But I did just the same old way, and that seems to work best. I'm trying to make things better. Sometimes you get kicked in the shins, sometimes you get kicked in the teeth, and somewhere you get kicked somewhere in between. So anyways, paid the penalty for trying to improve things. So anyways, let's do some trading today. Let's look at, I don't know, yens, dollars, gold, oil, Venezuelan beachfront property. And if you're in my swing trading group, don't forget we meet at noon today. After the day trading session is over, then I'll take over and do the swing trading session. So happy Friday. And without further ado, let's go over here. And with this, I want to remind you to please visit TradersWay.com, open an account. Traders Way is a foreign exchange brokerage firm that loves you, wants to take care of you, and wants you to succeed, and that's why I'm here every single day on their behalf. So please pay it back. Also, please subscribe. We're almost at the 7,000, we're almost at the 7,000 mark for subscribers, so we appreciate you. Also, my chart templates are available for download for free. You can have everything you see here. And the like is nice. Yeah, Rob. And then what happens is, 2 or 3 years goes by, and then you realize it's not linked anymore, and it just unlinks itself. And sometimes it says pending approval, and like, to whom is it pending? And I've had, an account sitting there for 2 years and waiting for approval. Like, it's just, they do a very, very bad job, unfortunately. But I do see that they're trying. But, what can you do with only $1 trillion, right? Can't fix little things like events. All right, so anyways, here we are, Euro buck. Thank you, Michael, for the like. And if you're new, come on, guys, subscribe. We'd appreciate that. Let me get my drawing tool going. Okay. Amazing coincidence, right? So yesterday we had news, and this fell a lot, and we were here, and I said this would just be a terrible place to sell after all of this red candles. Like, you didn't sell here, and you didn't sell here, and you didn't sell here, you didn't sell here, and you didn't sell here. But now the news came out, and you want to sell here. Remember, I was kind of laughing at that person, that invisible person, and then in that period, it went all the way back here. Okay, and then it dropped all the way back down to the actual target. So imagine everyone that shorted here lost every penny. Then it went back on to continue mission, because remember, it is bearish. That wasn't the issue. The issue was selling at support, not selling at resistance, right? So look what it did. Then it fell and did the target. So what this means to me is, I think a lot of people in here lost their money because the news came out and they sold, which is so ridiculous, right? Right? It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, I put an X there. Yeah, David's right. I did this for you guys in red, though. I did it in red. But we were like up in here, right? Remember? But anyways, I mean, it's not me. I mean, that's just trading. It's just how you do it. I don't know why people do all this other stuff. But anyways, imagine it this way. Somebody was patient. Somebody let the news come out, and we went back up, and they sold at resistance, and they got out at the target. Brooke made a lot of money. Right on, Brooke. It makes me happy when you do well, Brooke. Okay. Michael says that's nothing short of awesome. Yeah. Cool. But you see what I mean? Right? Like, that's just how you do it, guys. And then why is there such a big pullback now? Well, that's the weekly target. What was the weekly swing? Okay. Go. It's not a big deal. It's just I don't know all the other stuff, like, right? So anyways. Now what do you want to do with it? Well, ultimately, the target is supposed to be, well, if you're going to do an R1, this would be an S1. So we may be done for the month. If there's one more move down, we're going to stop here at, what is that, 112.50? But this S1, R1, this is based on this high. This is the low that's projected. Okay. This is sometimes what I refer to as an Arctic turtle. The weekly guys stuck their neck out to catch their target, but then everyone else is out. So the weekly guys are out, and the monthly guys are already out. Okay. So who knows? But you can stick with this, right? So what does technical analysis tell us here? Well, if you want to be a bear and you want to target this, you're probably going to kick off the 4-hour 21, right? So your tactical trade plan for today is basically this role reversal right here. And now you're going to drop into a smaller time frame. So let's instead draw it with this. Okay. And then you drop into like a 15-minute chart and you take the next cycle down. Sometimes in this situation, I will prefer having a Stokes. So right now we're already elevated at resistance, right? So now your tactical trade planning would probably be down, up, and then down, and then up, and then down, so on and so forth. Okay? Well, Pharaoh says, how is silver and oil related or correlated? And so, it really depends on the market. So the correlations change because there's different reasons why you should hold metals outside of, industrial demand. And so that's when you want to own metals when sort of like it's the end of the world, a zombie apocalypse, right? Or high inflation. And we're not in either of those situations. So you just trade it in of itself, I would suppose. Just use technical analysis and be neutral maybe on a bias. Jimbo says acceptable performance. Like what? All I can tell you, Jimbo, is if you do decide to sell, I think the low-hanging fruit, as I mentioned yesterday, has already been picked. But if you're going to go for one more joyride on this, I think we can identify this as support, and then we can identify this as support. Thank you, Rosenthal. Welcome to the family. So if you sell here, this is obviously, right, potential double bottom, but this is ultimately the target, a WS2, MM1. So this is the best target, right? So ideally, right, what you're really doing is there. So this is conservative. This is a little more aggressive. So we're looking at 113 or 1250. Oh yeah. But look, it's the end of the month. So now, well, we already know that, right, this is your last chance if you want to do it again. But, we've already hit the target, so it's not a clear, easy trade. Welcome, Aksuk-ish Ur-Iken. I'm sure I said it with the proper accent. Welcome, Ildar. All right. So you can change this template then, and you know you're at resistance. You know where the targets are. So now you can add different information. So we can day trade it. Okay. So now on a daily trading basis, we're at a DM3. So what's the target? DM1. So I gotta squeeze this in here. DM1 is 112.50. So we know this is let's call it daily S2, weekly S2, monthly M1. Is that a reasonable target, Jimbo? What inflation, Michael? What I showed you yesterday is the average is 1.7 and we drop below average. So they have below average inflation and falling inflation. So Okay. So anyway, it's interesting, right? What do you think? Random walk? Does it seem like a random walk to you guys? Finally get the lower low. There's your lower high. So that's how you scalp a 1 minute chart. But remember, all of this was set up on higher time frames. Manisha, I just spent 10 minutes. Does this look up? Manisha Lada, does that look up to you? But Chris, you should remove that third nipple first. You can't have both. They're not going to lower interest rates. They already have negative interest rates. Well, okay, so what is that? Repest side 88? Repeat? No, repeat east side. Repeat side 88? Yeah, so in that case, yeah, the real interest rate is negative. So that would be considered accommodative, right? But not far off of neutral. So yeah, that can be sustainable because it's not. See, like when Europe has actual nominal negative interest rates, that's a big difference than having, short-term interest rates slightly below or at real inflation rates. Yeah, rep east side. Yeah. Well, so that's the thing. So the next part of the question is, and potentially even further negative real rates expected in 2019 as inflation goes higher. Well, in that case, the RBA would likely to trail that. Okay. So at some point they would raise interest rates. And that's all central banks ever really do. So you have to realize, well, let me turn this off. So here's the economy. This is GDP, and we'll call it potential. Okay, the GDP bar. So here's potential GDP, and now economists use economic indicators like CPI, like GDP itself. We could just call this potential productivity for the country or something. But anyways, we go through business cycles like this. Okay, so I guess you could say if inflation is up, well, maybe I'm not even doing this one. It's probably the wrong measure, but I think what I'm getting to is Australia is probably here. Okay. So interest rates were, they're moving interest rates closer and closer to sort of nominal. And then at some point, the economy will recover, be at full productivity, and then can keep going. And that's sort of where bubbles come from, right? So interest rates are a little bit low. They should be a little higher. And they'll just get dragged up as, let's say, the Chinese economy improves. They'll buy more stuff from Australia, and that'll create inflation, and then Australia will raise above and beyond. And they're going from, right now they're accommodative, right? Nominal interest rates are lower than inflation, so therefore real interest rates are negative, but not much negative. And then, if oil prices come down further, then that'll be a drag on inflation further, right? In that case, then the RBA would be neutral. I mean, technically neutral, but they probably consider themselves neutral now. So they're not that far off, is all I'm saying. Okay? They don't want to cool off the economy, but they don't want extraordinarily unique, emergency measures. Like Europe still is in extraordinary emergency measures, not the RBA. Okay? I guess we don't need to say anything further there. Okay. What do you think I'm going to do here? You had two choices today. If you were a bear, sell the London Open or sell the New York Open. This would be more like that. Okay? That means you had to have a bias. You needed to have a trade plan. Simple role reversal. There's nothing complicated here. It's a basic technical analysis, basic trade planning. So you can see dropping into the smaller time frame, you knew to wait, right? Remember, you have to be at resistance, which we identify that's easy resistance, and then the oscillator, not before. So right in there, anywhere in there, okay? And of course, you can drop into smaller time frames and further refine, okay? So like the oscillator's overbought, but we're not at resistance. The oscillator's overbought, okay, but we're not at resistance. The oscillator's overbought, but we're not at resistance. Oops. The oscillator's overbought, but we're not at resistance. The oscillator's overbought, but we're at resistance. Pa-chow, 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 pa-chow. All the oscillator says is, get ready, because this ain't funny. My name's Mike Dean. I'm about to make money. Pulled out the jammy and aimed it at the sky. He yelled, stick 'em up and let to fly. Hands went up and people hit the floor. He wasted 2 kids and ran for the door. Sorry. Yeah, fire for effect. Yeah. I'm Mike D and I get respect. You cash in your jewelry is what I expect. Oh, yeah, impressed, right? MCA is with it, and he's my ace, so I grabbed the piano player and I punched him in the face. The piano player's out, the music stopped. This boy had beat, but he got dropped. Yeah, I just can't turn it off. So look at all these things. I mean, this is really sort of the better one. Right? Breakout, pullback, roll, reversal. So the question is, could you have been a bull in the beginning? Well, the M2 is here, so therefore if you were a bull, your target is M4. We're at the bottom of a range here, then we're a breakout of the range, so you know there's a pullback roll reversal. Target's here. Okay. So, you know, it's plausible you would have had this if you were trading this, right? So your trade plan for the day, at the end of yesterday, you would have said, oh, well, I'm looking for an M2, M4 day. And that's how you date trade, my friends. It's neat, right? Erie, you go to their central bank. What website can I go to get an economic outlook on a country? You go to their central bank website. Okay, Erie home. You want to know what's going on in Australia? Google RBA website. You want to know what's going on in Canada? Type in or Google Bank of Canada website. So on and so forth. They tell you in very often plain English. Sometimes it's buried in PhD mumbo jumbo, but it is in their mandate to communicate with the general public, and they do. They do tell you these things. So what do you think, guys? If you were just watching, let's say, 5 currencies, can you find one out of the 5 that you think may be trending more than consolidating? And then can you do like monthly analysis, weekly analysis, and daily analysis? Should you be able to catch a breakout retracement type strategy? Is that in the cards for you? Oh yeah, all right, sorry guys. So some of these templates, they don't have the watermark. So let's bring up the one that does have the watermark. And let's take its settings. 180, 180, 180. All right. 180, 180, 180, 1000. All right. 180. Red, green. Let's start at red, green. Red, green. X position 1000. Y position 30. That should be about right. Oh, gotta get rid of that. It's a little bit big, huh? I have this at 99. Better. I want it. I want this to be. Let's make this try to get this to the left. So that's a Y position, isn't it? Y position 300. Let's see what happens. Wrong way. Can you have a negative number? Well, let's try 1. Can we do negative 100? Negative 100. Oh, it's up high. Anyway, so I'll have to monkey around with that. So now I got to go to the templates and I have to save the template. Save template. It's a daily predictive, I believe. Okay. So I'll have to do that over and over and over and over again, but yep. Right on. Thank you, Jermaine Mitchell. Thank you. Thank you, Trader33 and Wenya Trading. Thank you for subscribing, everybody. See, isn't it nice to have a trade plan, guys? So you need to stop depriving yourself from your destiny. And you need to take control. Michael, are you going to sign up for the swing trading course or what? I know it's come up a couple of times recently. Jan, they're pivot points. They're mid pivot points. So for everyone that is not sure about how to use these leading indicators, these red zones, these green zones, I've been using them for 15 years. I've been teaching them for 15 years. I've been using them longer than that. You have to have them, and you need to know how to trade. The basis of my trend trading comes down to two predictive indicators, not lagging, leading. They're pivot points, which are the support and resistance of the market. And then there's price action, which is support and resistance of price and market. Now, the other things I use are moving averages, which also separate price and market, or oscillators, which I use to separate price and market. So it's all about understanding the market. Where's the market going this week? Where's the market going in February? These are actually fairly easy questions to answer. And so once I decide what I want to do for the month of February, and by the way, the people in my swing trading group and I are going to meet at noon, and we'll answer such questions. What are we likely to do for the month of February? Yeah, talking about the entire month of February, right? And from that, then we know what the weeks should be like and what the days should be like, and then we use all these leading indicators to plan that. So yes, we're planning trades in advance, but isn't that how you're supposed to trade? Jacques says, I have been getting so much from the day trading and swing trading performance coaching program. Thanks, Wayne. I love it. You make sense now. Well, there you go, Jacques. There you go. Yeah, Caddy. So typically we're looking at if we're swing trading for the week, 150 pips. If you're swing trading for the month, it's more like 300 pips. Okay. But again, it's up to the market. It's not up to us, right? But yeah, those are very typical. So very often, people in the group they tell me about their first 1,000 pip weeks and stuff like that. It's not every day, obviously, but people do it. Is that like iron condors? No, it's not like an iron condor. So anyways. Iron condor. So funny. All right. Gold, I guess. Just these things don't take that long, right? Going nowhere. Going nowhere quickly. So Kiwi Oscar Mike. I guess should we look at EuroCAD and then zip over to the yen pairs? I think that makes sense, right? So our trade plan is still holding. This move here is exhausting at basic support. So if euro weakens, this may be very good for a nice little fall. But that's the same plan we've had now for a while, right? So as we approach this support level, which is actually our 121.4, I would move stops a little bit closer and stuff because it can just bounce and we get caught in consolidation. And you're not planning on consolidation. You might say, well, Wayne, I have pips, I'm profitable, but what if it, no, there is no but what if. If you traded a retracement with the assumption of an extension, that's a trend trade, and once you have evidence the trend is over, you should get out. For profit or for loss is irrelevant. Your trade plan was this, It wasn't sideways. So exit the trade, because what will happen is you'll stop looking at other good trades you should be in. And you'll sit there and stare at that doing nothing, and you'll miss 5 good trades. Kent says something about 108 on euro dollar. So let's take a look at see, and then we'll go over to the yen pairs. So let's just change this. Well, no, let's not change this. Let's just go to the first one is monthly. So we'll leave that. Let's kill this one. Okay. So the lowest I could plan for euro dollar based on the information I have is 111. So I can't predict 108. I can't confirm nor can I deny. Okay. So I don't know how they're coming up with 108. But let me tell you something, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, because there's a lot of junk on YouTube they're selling you these things like banks know where they're going, where the market's going. They can see everyone positioned, and they're just fooling with you, and they're letting it rise so that then they can make it fall, and all this like conspiracy theory nonsense on YouTube. And it's amazing how many people, like, I don't know, subscribe to that. I've actually I paid for a service for about 6 months where I could actually see where banks were trading. I could see their trade plans and literally their positions. And some of these, I would say almost all of the banks were very bad. And some banks, like Credit Suisse, were horrific traders. You would almost have to assume they were hedging because every trade they took lost money. So maybe they were hedging somebody, but I really don't think so by the way that they traded. These guys were more of scalpers. And then you had like Morgan Stanley, they would come out and say, 115 to 110. And it just looked like they were randomly throwing darts, totally guessing, right? No trade plan whatsoever, just random. And then I've seen everything in between. So I don't know who said 108 or how they said 108, or, you know, if they're using annual pivots, that's not something I use, but maybe they're using and it comes out great for them. And but I wouldn't look out that far. With the information I have and with the market conditions that we have now, the farthest down I could give without making it a guess is 111. And that, okay. And that's a February S2. Is it 111? Maybe 110. Looks like 110 might be it. But I can't get 108, so I don't know how that came up. Okay. Lots of requests for pounds, so I guess I'll do that. I'd rather do yen, but all right. Yeah, I know the pound's hot to go these days. It's what happens when there's a market of panic. I was wondering if about British real estate, right? But anyways. All right. So here we are, we open out a position. So for members of my swing trading group, what do we do when the market opens out a position? Where do we buy in a situation like this? There's a bit of delay, so I'll just wait. If the market opens out of position, where do we buy? What are the rules of engagement for a swing trader? Don't say 21. Thank you, Michael. 4 hour 21. Yeah. It's very, very specific. You go to the 4 hour 21 and you buy that. Target here, and very often it's R2. Remember, very often doesn't mean always. So you have to make a decision. Do you take profit at M4 and walk away with money in your pocket? Or do you go for R2? Well, very often it does go to R2. And then up here, you got MM4. So now you're thinking Arctic Turtle. So you're probably thinking, So do you go for them for R2 area? I probably would if I were me. So that means we got to fold that into Shazer. All right. Let's fold that into a new trade. So let's pull up the new template. Remember the template I just updated? Boom. Thank you. See? Now it's got the watermark. Go into here. Well, here's the problem. Today's day trade was here. Enter here. This is the target. So we've already done that. Shoot. That means we've run out of time. Yeah, so kind of incorporating all of this, maybe you do take your money and run. The easy money has happened already. So now what we are hoping for is a moo trade, but that's not even a good moo trade. Looks like maybe next week, huh? Oh, Kent says, thank you, some Elliott wave trader or whatever. Okay, great. All right, so anyways, it's not perfectly clear. So what it tells me is it'll probably hit those targets next week. Now, somebody else said something about something. All right, goodbye, Blog News. You suck, by the way. There, Blog News is gone. So someone else had a comment. I was trying to look. Where was it? Who had a comment? Maybe it was just somebody said they were so bearish. Oh, there it is. On pound now. All right. Well, okay. On the daily, I can see what you're talking about. But let's go back. Okay. So this is, yeah, this is bearish. But we're so close to that monthly, right? Yeah, I'm just like trying to justify if you should be so bearish. So let's go out. I mean, there is a lot going on for sure. Yeah, you know, so whoever said it, Jolly. Yeah, if I were to be a bear, I'd be bear for very long. Yeah. Yeah, I'd consider everything a false rally for sure. So it would fall for a month and a half kind of thing. How quick the sun can all away my bitter hands beneath the broken glass of what was everything. A love gone bad turned my world to black. Tattooed all I see, all I am, all I've ever been. All right, so I'm just kind of, nothing's really changed on any of these. They're all just doing the same thing. Yeah, we've already done that one. I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be the sun in somebody else's sky. Why can't it be? Can't it be mine? Yeah, that one's less interesting to me. So it's a bit of a laggard, we'll see. So that there are other things that are stronger. So like the Kiwi was better, right? But we knew that from the earlier, right? We knew that from the CPI, remember? So here's USD yen. Check this out. That's an absolute perfect textbook swing. Okay. Textbook, guys. Is anyone going to join the swing trading group or not? Who's going to join me today? Oh, I mean, we're going to be planning out next week's trades. Sorry, I was up a little too late. I wouldn't get so caught up on like if it's hard Brexit or if it's not hard Brexit. If you're trading, that's USD yen, by the way, guys. So this is a day trade, right? So yeah, noon. How do you join? fxbootcamp.com. There's something called day trading and swing trading group with performance coaching. So you get a day trading group that meets twice a day. You get a swing trading group that meets weekly and monthly. And you get a performance coach that works directly with you one-on-one. Yeah. So, I mean, to be frank, most people don't have the work ethic to even do it. So we have a good team because everybody on the team is hardcore. It's pretty serious stuff. There's a vote for Plan B coming up soon in a week or so for Theresa May. So I'm just going through these, like you can see, like this is just nothing's changed. This is all stuck in our previous analysis. It's beautiful, really. So let it break. or buy at support, sell at resistance. And if you're going to range trade it, you need an oscillator. I use stochastics, and I speed stochastics up. It's a little early for that. So, Azabu, we'll check that out Wednesday next week, okay? Azabu's talking about the remittance trade on the peso. So remind me on Wednesday, okay, Azabu? You're too early. Yeah, Alex, there just wasn't a lot there. It was just laggard. There was better things going on. It was lagging Kiwi. It was lagging CAD. So it wasn't worth spending any time on. I looked at it. It's just a laggard. So it'd be like a mediocre trade, right? You're buying something weak and selling something weak. And then you're like, oh, well, it's kind of moving. Thank you, Azabu. Mr. T wants to know, but you're only talking about $4, right? Yeah, let's go back to gold. I think I explained that it wasn't the most interesting thing to be trading, but the thing with gold is there's a lot of people that are not trading it. They own it. They're invested into it. They need to hedge and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, but so this is gold. So let's add the watermark. I wish there could be a template for an indicator. Well, I guess, you know what, why don't we just move it over to a day trade? It just makes it easier. Well, let's leave it here for a second. Just trust me, this is gold. Okay. So it was pretty clear we were at support, right? How many days ago did I draw this? It's been a while. So we knew this was support, and it wasn't likely to break. It was more likely to rise. So I don't know where you were. 1285. 1285. Wow, that's a very mediocre place to be short, my friend. Yeah, the resistance is like way up here around 1295. You're like $10 off, my friend. So, yeah, so what are you going to do now? Sorry, I'm not picking on you. It's just it takes me a while to get my head around stuff like that. I think what you did was a trend trade in a range, right? So you sold right in the middle, which is like it's a ginormous no-no. Okay, so you're paying the penalty, first of all. Right? Like, I don't know why you're short there. I can't figure it out. So I'm trying to. So I think you're probably going to watch it go up to here, but not necessarily. But the thing is, like, it can do this and down, and then it'll be a breakout, and you'll say, oh, this is a roll reversal. But no. A roll reversal is a trend trade. A roll reversal is lower low, lower high, lower low. This becomes a sell zone, right? That's a roll reversal. Okay? But like sideways, no. So in my book, I say let it break out, then trade the pullback, or let it break out and trade the pullback, right? So you run a very, 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 very real risk, but it doesn't have to, okay? You run a very real risk that it does this, at the bare minimum. And of course, it could do that too. So this is why I would never recommend you be short at the price you're short. Yeah, well, clearly it's a screw up, right, Mr. T? I mean, if you looked at this chart and made a decision, even then I find it hard to make that decision. It's still not a very good... Well, like, I'm not going to make a decision for you. Call your priest, for crying out loud, right? I don't know. But I don't, dude, I don't know. That's your decision, but I'm not sure what your trade plan was, and that's the part that confounds me. So a proper trade plan would be something like this: is where you would sell, or this is where you would buy. That's what I teach. But inside of that, you can also have permission to buy here or sell here. And then you did something else, and I don't understand what it was. I'm guessing here, right, that you're doing this role reversal, but you're doing a trend inside of a range, and it's a mistake. That's all. You know what I would do? I mean, I don't know if you're trading real money and all that kind of stuff, right, Mister? Uh, I, I think you need to take a course or go through performance coaching. I think you really, like, if you're doing stuff like that, especially if you're trading real money, and I don't know, Mr. T, maybe you have $5,000, maybe you have 500 million. I don't know. But you should probably sign up for performance coaching, and I can fix you. I can't fix this trade, but your trading can be fixed, if that makes sense. Yeah, then pay some money and get some training, man. You need to improve. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what the heck was going on there. You're trend trading inside of a range, which tells me you're not trade planning. I know you know your technical analysis, right, Mr. T? You've been around a while. I know you know your technical analysis. Your trading needs to be refined as a trader. Right? Yeah. Yeah, we'll play you a cool place. But no joke, Mr. T. That's punishable, right? By death. Yeah. Go through the performance coaching, right? It's only a couple $100. It's a week, and we'll fix that. Yeah, but that's a sin. So I don't know what you're going to do with that. And God forbid if you lose thousands and thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on that, you should probably pay the $200 and get some coaching. So look at the Kiwi just rocking it, huh? Love you, Kiwi. I love you, Kiwi. Look at the stars, how they shine for you. Yeah, we already did Kiwi. So it's definitely Oscar Mike. Yeah, a lot of these were pretty decent trades. Look at the stand for you. Of all the things you do, my love. Nice, just nice trades. Just gorgeous trades. Yeah, I guess we'll just call it a day. I mean, it's light. It's sunny but cold today, unfortunately. So take care, guys. I know some of you guys have to go to the day trading course, and then the swing trading course, guys. We'll meet at noon in 3 hours, so I'll see you guys there. Everyone else, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for being clients of Traders Way. Remember, you can download my chart template, so you look at the video link below. Okay. Under the video, there's a link where you can download all these chart templates. There's also a coupon code for training at FX Bootcamp. So you might want to check that out. Okay. Once you have the template files, go to tradersway.com, open up a demo, takes 30 seconds, maybe less, and then download MT4, install the chart templates, and now your charts will be the same as my charts, and we can trade together every day because of Traders Way. So make sure you pay it back to them. Huh? Just imagine that. Every day you and I can trade together because of Traders Ways, because the investment Traders Way is making into your future success. I mean, think about that, right? So make sure you pay it back by opening a demo account over there. Huh? And of course, please subscribe. Click on the Forex.Today logo and subscribe and watch other videos. We have the Mexican peso trade coming up, so maybe you want to watch the video on Mexican peso. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Have a nice weekend and see you on Monday.